All right, so today we are going like deep into dining chairs.
Deep dive.
Yeah, deep dive
Yeah.
and, figuring out how to choose like the perfect ones,
Okay.
especially for, a German home, right? So we have this guide. It's from a German furniture company, ASKT.
Okay.
And it's kind of got me thinking about like all the things I never even thought about
Uh-huh.
when I picked out my own chairs.
Oh, yeah.
I pretty much just went for whatever looked, kind of cool.
Oh, so get ready to have
But,
your mind blown because there's a whole science to it.
oh boy.
It's not just about how it looks.
Okay.
It's comfort and how well they work and
hmm
even like, uh, you know, thinking about German culture and stuff.
So wait, you're telling me that there's like more to it than just, finding a chair that like matches my sofa?
Way more.
Okay.
This guide is saying that like the best chairs for your dining room have to like work with your home, but also like show off your style.
Right.
And of course be comfy enough for,
Yeah.
all those long German meals.
You know what? Now that you mention it, I've always kind of admired how Germans seem to really like, savor their meals.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the table's the heart of the home,
Yeah.
like a place for connection.
Exactly. You got it. And the chairs you choose have a huge role to play in that, right?
Right.
Bad chairs can make people want to rush through dinner,
Really?
but the right chairs
Blah.
can like encourage people to stay and chat and really enjoy everything.
So, okay, like, how do we even start to like navigate this whole like perfect dining chair thing?
Well, this guide kind of breaks it down
Okay.
into like a few key factors.
Great.
So first you've got like making sure the style is right.
Okay.
It seems obvious, but like the chairs need to go with the style you already have in your house.
Right. That makes sense.
Right.
But like Germany has so many different like interior design styles.
Mm-hmm.
How do I know like which one my home even is?
So this guide actually, it does a really good job of like listing out some of the most popular German styles. Okay, so you've got like traditional with like all the fancy details and like rich wood, right? And then there's modern minimalist, which is all about clean lines, like not too much going on, and neutral colors.
Okay.
And then you've got industrial, which is about like raw materials and, that kind of simple look.
Hmm.
Bauhaus, which is about like making things work well and geometric shapes.
Mm-hmm.
And even Scandinavian, which, is known for being light and airy
Okay.
and using natural stuff.
Wow, that is a lot.
Yeah,
I'm starting to see why just picking out like any old chair isn't going to cut it.
you got it.
So, okay, let's say that I've like figured out my main style. What's next?
So this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
We need to talk about ergonomics,
Ergonomics.
which is like the science of designing things so people can use them comfortably and easily.
So we're talking like more than just like a comfy seat.
Oh, way more. We're talking like lumbar support, proper seat depth, like the angle of the backrest. All these things have to work together to support your body and like make sure you're not uncomfortable.
Right.
Especially during, those long dinners we talked about.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be like fidgeting and shifting around in their seat during a delicious meal.
I never thought about it that way,
Yeah.
but it makes total sense.
And that's where this company, ASKT, comes in.
Okay.
The guide is saying that like they really care about ergonomics
Okay.
and their chair designs.
Well.
They use all these fancy techniques and materials to make chairs that like help you sit up straight
Mhm.
and make sure you don't get back pain.
Wow. Okay, that's impressive.
Right.
Sounds like they really do their research.
Yeah.
But what about like the chairs themselves? Like what kind of materials, what are we looking at here?
This guide goes into that too.
Okay.
It talks about all kinds of different materials and
Ah.
they each have like,
Yeah.
pros and cons. So you've got like solid wood.
Okay.
That's like a classic choice, right? It's strong
Yeah.
and it looks nice,
Yeah.
but it can be expensive.
Right.
And then there's like
Yeah.
engineered wood, which is basically like a cheaper option,
Okay.
but it's still good quality.
Okay.
Then you've got metal,
Mhm.
which can look really modern and cool.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's upholstery, like,
Yeah.
fabrics and stuff.
Okay.
Leather,
Please.
velvet, all that, like, adds a touch of luxury.
Oh, okay. So many choices.
I know, right?
How do I even know like which material is right for me,
Well, that's where you got to think about, like,
Okay.
how you're actually going to use the chairs in your house.
Right.
Like, if you've got a small dining room, maybe you want stackable chairs.
Right.
And then you got to think, like, do you want something super comfy for, like, lounging around
Mm.
or just for meals? Armchairs, side chairs?
Yeah. Okay.
That's another choice.
Right.
And, like, how much cleaning are you willing to do?
Okay, I'm starting to get a little overwhelmed here.
It's a lot, I know.
This is a lot more complicated than I thought.
Yeah, but don't worry. The important thing is to think about all these things, okay? Like the style, how comfy they are, the material, what you're using them for, and then find the chair that like fits you and your life the best.
Okay.
And like remember, we're trying to create a dining space that's stylish and comfortable.
Right.
A place where you can really enjoy spending time with your friends and family.
Okay, this is fascinating. I never realized how much thought goes into like choosing the right dining chairs.
Yeah, and like we've only just started.
Okay.
Let's move on to like how those German interior styles actually affect your chair choice.
Sounds good to me. I'm ready to learn more. Okay, so we've talked about like making sure the style is right, ergonomics, materials, but now I'm really curious, like, how do these different German interior design styles, like how does that actually like translate into choosing chairs?
Yeah, that's where it all comes together, right? So like, let's take Bauhaus.
Yeah,
I remember we talked about that. Clean lines, geometric shapes. It's all about function over like, just looking pretty.
Right. Okay.
So what kind of chair would fit in with that style, you know?
What kind of chair?
So imagine like a chair with a sleek metal frame, maybe like tubular steel.
Okay.
And like a really simple design, not a lot of extra stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe like a cantilevered chair.
Okay.
Where the seat's like kind of floating.
Oh.
It's all about like minimalism,
Right.
making things feel light.
I can totally picture it like in a lost apartment,
Right.
with exposed brick and concrete floors.
Exact.
That looks so cool.
Yeah.
What about something more like traditional, like that farmhouse style you mentioned?
Oh, farmhouse style.
Yeah.
That's all about like warmth and coziness and connecting to nature.
Right.
So think solid wood chairs.
Okay.
Maybe like oak or walnut with a natural finish so you can really see the grain.
I love that. I love the idea of like a chair with some history,
Yeah.
like it has been passed down through generations, maybe with like some hand-carved details.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
Or distressed finish.
Yeah, you're getting it.
Yeah.
And don't forget comfy cushions.
Right.
Like linen or maybe a rustic-looking cotton.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about creating that Gemütlichkeit.
Gemütlichkeit. I love that word.
It's like, what does that mean?
It's like that warm, cozy feeling that's
Yeah.
so important in, in German culture.
Yeah, it's like a feeling you can almost like touch.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we've got like Bauhaus, which is, sleek and minimalist. And farmhouse, which is like rustic and charming.
Yeah. What are some other like styles we should know about?
Well, there's industrial, which is like super popular right now.
Okay.
It's inspired by like, factories,
Right, yeah.
workshops.
Right, yeah.
So think exposed metal, distressed wood, even like, reclaimed materials.
Okay, so for a dining chair in that style, would we be looking at something with like a metal frame and a wooden seat? Maybe with like rivets or something.
Exactly. And the finish might be kind of rough, on purpose,
Well,
like
yeah.
with scratches and imperfections.
Yeah, okay.
It's all about like showing off the beauty of the raw materials.
I'm starting to see how like each of these styles has like its own personality,
Yeah, it's not just about matching the furniture. It's
Right.
about like capturing the whole feeling of
right.
that style.
Yeah.
And it's also about understanding how these styles show different parts of German culture,
Okay.
Like the Bauhaus movement. It was
Yeah.
all about like making design that was useful and affordable for everyone.
Right.
It was kind of a reaction to like, all the fancy stuff from the past
right.
and celebrating like new technology.
That's so interesting. So by like choosing a Bauhaus style chair, I'm not just like, making a design choice. I'm like, I'm making a statement
Exactly.
about my values,
Yeah.
And like what I appreciate
Exactly.
about this historical movement.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, cool.
And with farmhouse style, it's about celebrating tradition, good craftsmanship, and that connection to nature.
Right.
It's like a nostalgic look.
Yeah.
Takes you back to a simpler time.
I'm learning so much. I never realized like how much depth there is to something as,
Yeah.
seemingly simple as like a dining chair.
Right.
Wow.
But we've got more to cover.
Okay.
Let's switch gears for a second and go back to ergonomics.
Okay.
Okay, I want to talk about some of the specific things that make a chair really comfortable and supportive.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready to get like technical.
Yeah.
What should we be looking for?
Okay, so one of the most important things is lumbar support.
Okay, I've heard that term before, but I've never really understood, like, what it actually means.
So it's the curve in the backrest
Okay.
that supports your lower back,
Okay.
and it helps you sit up straight.
So, like, we want a chair that, like, kind of hugs our lower back.
Exactly.
Okay.
It should feel like the chair is gently, like, supporting your spine and
Right.
stopping you from slouching forward.
Right.
Good lumbar support can make a huge difference, especially if you sit down a lot.
Okay, and what about the seat itself? What makes a seat comfortable?
So the seat should be wide enough and deep enough
Okay.
to support you properly, but not so deep that it, like, presses on the back of your knees.
So it's about finding that Goldilocks zone, right? Not
Exactly.
too big, not too small.
Well, just right.
Just right. Okay.
And don't forget about cushioning.
Right.
A good dining chair will have, like, a firm but comfy cushion that gives you enough support without feeling too hard or too soft.
It's all about balance, right?
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
And we can't forget about armrests.
Oh, yeah. Armrests.
Some people love them. Some people hate them.
Yeah.
It really depends on what you like.
I have to admit, I'm a sucker for a good armrest. It just feels so much more relaxing to be able to rest your arms while you're eating.
Yeah, I get it, but it's worth thinking about whether they'll actually fit under your dining table,
Right. Yeah.
You don't want to be bumping your elbows every time you move.
Oh, that's a good point. I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered lumbar support, seat depth, the cushion, and armrests.
Right.
Anything else we should be thinking about with ergonomics?
Well, the height of the chair is important, too.
Okay.
It should let you sit with your feet flat on the floor
Right.
and your knees bent at a 90-degree angle.
So no dangling feet.
Exactly.
Or like scrunched up legs.
Right, exactly. And then finally, let's talk about the backrest angle. A backrest that leans back a little bit can be more comfy if you're sitting for a while.
Okay.
Because it takes some of the pressure off your spine.
I'm starting to see why they call this, like, the science of chair design.
I know, right?
There's so many things to think about.
There's a lot to it.
We haven't even gotten into, like, the psychology of it all.
Oh, that's a whole other deep dive.
Okay, all right, maybe another time.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, like, how does ASKT, like, how do they actually, like, incorporate all these ergonomic principles into their chairs?
That's a great question.
Yeah?
So the guide talks about some of their, like, special features.
Okay.
And I gotta say, they're pretty cool.
Okay, let's hear it. What makes them stand out?
Well, first off, they have, like, adjustable parts on some of their chairs.
Okay.
So you can change the height, the angle of the backrest, even the lumbar support to fit you perfectly.
Just like having a custom-made chair.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's really smart.
Right.
Okay, what else?
They also really focus on the shape of the seat and backrest.
They use, ergonomic shaping
Right.
to give you the best support and comfort.
Okay.
And they use high-quality materials
Yeah.
that are, strong and comfy.
Right.
Like breathable fabrics and flexible foam that, like, molds to your body.
Wow. Sounds like they really thought of everything.
Right. It's no wonder they're, like, considered one of the best.
Yeah.
And here's another cool thing.
Okay.
They actually work with orthopedic specialists and physical therapists.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
To make sure that their chairs are not just comfy,
Okay.
but also good for your posture and your spine.
Wow, that's going above and beyond.
Right. It shows how much they care about making chairs that are stylish and good for you.
Okay. And we can't forget about their focus on sustainability.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Using, like, eco-friendly materials.
Yeah,
And, like, making them in a way that's good for the environment.
exactly.
That's a big plus for me.
Yeah, it's awesome to see a company that cares about comfort and style,
Mm-hmm.
but also about the planet. So, what do you think? Ready to get rid of your old chairs and get some of these, like, ergonomically designed, amazing chairs? Honestly, I'm seriously thinking about it.
Good.
But before I, jump into anything, I want to know, where can I actually find these ASKT chairs?
Oh, yeah, good question.
Do I have to, like, fly to Germany?
Not necessarily.
Wow.
The guide says they have showrooms in a few different countries, including some here in China.
Really?
Okay.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I would love to see them in person before, like, making a decision.
Of course. And you can always check out their website, too, and see their whole collection online.
Okay, perfect. This is so exciting. I'm already picturing, like, those sleek Bauhaus chairs in my dining room.
Hold on. Before you get too carried away.
Yeah.
We still have a few more things to think about.
Okay.
We need to talk about budget.
Right.
How to take care of them.
Yeah.
And, like, how to make sure you're getting a good deal.
Okay, you're right. I need to, like, be smart about this.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Don't worry. We'll help you figure it all out.
Okay.
In the next part of our deep dive, we'll talk about the practical stuff, like setting a budget, finding the right store and making sure you're getting the best value for your money.
Okay. Sounds good to me. I'm ready for the next chapter in this, like, chair-choosing adventure.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so we've looked at styles. We've gone deep into ergonomics. We've even learned some of ASKT's secrets for making comfy chairs. But, like, now, how do we actually, like, make this decision, you know?
Well, the first thing you gotta think about is your budget.
Yeah.
Dining chairs, they can be, like, surprisingly affordable, or,
Yeah.
they can be a serious investment.
Right. I'm guessing the materials
Okay.
play a big part in how much they cost.
Huge part, yeah. Solid wood chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Especially those made from hardwoods like oak or walnut.
Okay.
Those are going to be pricier.
Okay.
Engineered wood is a good option if you're on a budget.
Yeah.
You don't have to sacrifice too much durability.
And what about upholstery?
Yeah, that can add to the cost too.
Okay.
Depends on the fabric.
Right.
Leather, especially like really good quality leather.
Yeah.
That's going to be more expensive than fabric. But fabric, gives you way more choices.
Right.
Colors, patterns.
So, okay, let's say I've set a budget.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of like narrowed down my style choices.
Yeah.
What's the best way to, actually find these chairs? Do I just like go to every furniture store in town?
You could, but there are easier ways.
Okay.
Online retailers are awesome.
Okay.
You can browse so many different chairs
Yeah.
from your couch, compare prices, read reviews.
That's my kind of shopping.
Right?
But don't you miss that feeling of actually like sitting in the chair
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean.
before you buy it?
I know.
Yeah.
But a lot of online stores have really good return policies now.
Okay.
So you can order a chair, try it out,
Yeah.
and if you don't like it, you just send it back.
True. Okay. What about those showrooms we were talking about?
Yeah.
Like, is it worth going to those?
Oh, definitely. Especially if you're spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
Or if you want some advice,
Right.
showrooms let you see the chairs in person,
Yeah.
touch them, get a feel for the size.
Right. Okay. And if I'm like specifically interested in ASKT chairs,
Mhm.
where can I find those?
So the guide says they have showrooms in Tianjin and Suzhou.
Okay.
So you could check those out.
Perfect. I'm adding that to my list.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's talk about like actually buying the chairs.
Okay.
What should I keep in mind?
Make sure you understand their shipping and return policies.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
No surprises later,
All right.
right?
What about warranties?
Yeah, good question. A lot of good furniture brands offer warranties on their stuff.
Right.
They'll cover defects and stuff.
Right.
Definitely ask about that before you buy anything.
Okay. So imagine this. I found the perfect chairs.
Yeah.
I'm ready to click buy.
Okay.
But then I hear that little voice in my head
Uh-oh. What's
saying like, are you sure you're getting the best deal?
Oh, the classic buyer's remorse.
Yeah. How do I like quiet that voice,
Don't be afraid to negotiate.
Really?
Especially if you're buying more than one chair.
Okay.
Or if you're at a store, in person.
Right.
You might be surprised what kind of discount you can get.
Okay. I'll channel my inner bargain hunter.
There you go.
Any other tips for, getting the most out of my money?
Keep an eye out for sales.
Okay.
Lots of furniture stores have discounts
Mhm.
during holidays or at the end of the season.
So patience is key.
It can be, yeah. And don't forget to compare prices.
Right.
Take some time.
Yeah.
Look at different brands, different stores.
Okay.
Make sure you're getting the best quality for your money.
Okay. I'm feeling a lot more prepared to,
Good.
tackle this whole chair buying thing.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up, is there anything else I should be thinking about?
One last thought.
Oh, yeah.
Think about how the chairs will fit in with the rest of your dining room.
What do you mean?
Think about the size and shape of your dining table.
Right.
How high the table is compared to the chairs.
Okay.
And just the overall flow of the room.
Okay.
You want it to look good and work well,
Yeah, like a harmonious environment
Exactly.
where it all just works together.
And don't be afraid to have some fun with it.
Okay.
Choosing dining chairs, it's a chance to show off your style.
Right.
Make a space that really reflects you.
This has been amazing. I feel like I've gone from, totally clueless about chairs
Yeah.
to a design expert.
There you go.
Okay, so the perfect dining chairs are out there.
They are.
I just have to know what to look for
Mm-hmm.
and be patient.
Exactly.
Well, I think I'm ready to start my quest
Awesome.
for the perfect chairs.
Good luck.
Thanks for all the insights. This has been truly enlightening.
Well, you're welcome, happy chair hunting.